So, how can we begin this? First of all, you want to be able to notice how they behave with other people first. That's a big one. Notice how they behave with other people. That says so much. How they greet other people compared to how they greet you. Also, notice their body language when they're in front of you. Like I said, it literally is like that. They'll literally just like be away from you. When they talk to you, their face isn't as interested in you. And the only way for you to know that they're not as interested in their face is because the way they behave with other people is different. It's all about context. So just pay attention to how they behave with other people first. And when they're with you, you'll notice that they have this like hurry up type of attitude, like hurry up, yeah, let's get to it. They're not that patient with you. So those are the things that you could just observe without having to interact with them. Just notice how they behave with you and then how they behave with other people, and that says a lot. Because with you, they'll be like, hey, and then when their friends come, like, hey, what's up, bro? Clearly, it's not that they hate you. Remember, people either want to see more, less of you, or indifferent about you. You know, you're always in that category. So let me read the notes. It says squinting of the eyes, like going like that, like they'll just like, and it's all sort of like. It's all subtle, like you don't, it just comes quickly and leaves quickly. Pursing of the lips, like going like that. Feet and torso not facing you. Arms folded and arms folded like that. And body has tension. They don't show their hate more obviously because they don't hate you enough. Like a lot of people don't show you the dislike of you because they don't hate you enough. You know, it's only when it's a boiling point where you'll see those signs, and at that point they'll just be hating you the whole time. So learn to look for the micro expressions. Then the micro expression is a concept that a psychologist named Paul Ekman discovered, and it pretty much goes. He pretty much asserts that everybody communicates what they feel in a fraction of a second, and then they hide it instantly, right? It could be like you tell me, oh, I won't be able to make it to the seminar, or I'm gonna be late, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, don't worry about it, right? You quickly missed out on, okay, no, don't worry about it, it's fine, right? Like, but what happens is that humans are consummate actors. People are always wearing a mask. But the thing about the mask is that social mask conceals who they really are, right? But the beauty about it, this mask has cracks in it. This veneer has cracks, and you must learn to see it because these cracks are usually nonverbal, things that they cannot control. And so what you do is then you use your rational mind to interpret them, and to interpret those nonverbal cues viscerally. In other words, verbally. So always remember, people are always trying to hide how they feel. It's like their poker hand. It's very important to hide how they feel. That's why the Godfather said, like, you know, don't ever go against the family. In other words, don't ever tell the division that's within us. So what was I saying? So yeah, learn to look for those micro expressions, and the way they work is that there's 7 primary emotions that the psychologist talked about. He talked about contempt. Contempt is like that, like, you know, like when they go like that, or and the way that comes out is quickly, like it's just like a quick burst, and it goes back to normal, and it's hard to see with mask on, you know. Yeah, it's hard to see with mask on, but you can see the squints, you know. But then again, it could be that they're blind, right? I'm saying me because I sometimes like squint at people.
It happens more with women that we will have someone who hates us, but they pretend to love us.
Yeah.
So how do you figure out?
I was going to ask you that.
I've had that happen to me a couple of times in my life, like people who were like almost like my best friend, you know, like acting like they love, you know.
Well, if it happens too fast.
Some really horrible things to me, and I'm like, how did I not see it?
Well, if they like you too fast, too instantly, they want to be buddy too quickly. Yeah. They're just getting close to you to hurt you. So it's kind of like, don't trust what people don't. It's all about not trusting smiles, but not taking it too seriously. Women are just like, oh, you're so cute, you know, smiling, that kind of. Don't take anything people say seriously. It just means that you thought they liked you, you raised your expectations, and then you were disappointed.
Yeah.
You have to, the more nice they are in the beginning to you, the more just be a little distant and just slowly get to know them. But fakeness is unavoidable. What you want to do is notice it when you're being fake. And that'll show you a lot. Everyone is being fake at one point or another. It's just a fact. So you got to pay attention. If you don't know when someone's being fake, then start with yourself.
I mean, I'm fake to spare people's, like to spare people's emotions, not to destroy them.
Harsh them, yeah, not too harm them. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like politeness, you fake in a polite way.
That's when I'm fake. I don't pretend to be somebody's friend so I could just destroy their life.
Well, it's hard to tell, but again, you have to take things as they come.
Yeah.
And if this person is being fake and you recognize it, then you got to leave. But then once you notice they were being fake, then you got to ask yourself, okay, let me look back. What were the first signs that they were fake? How did this person act differently compared to somebody who was real? Yeah. And that's where, like I said, it's a decision. You have to decide to be aware of those types of things. And what you'll notice is that you're going to encounter many of those people in your life. And the more you do that, the more you notice, okay, he was fake. How was he different compared to somebody that wasn't fake? You're going to start to see patterns. And over time, you're going to be able to catch those patterns quicker. And the more the better you get at it, at first, what happens with the brain is that when you're learning something, you'll notice the brain of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing is very active and is working hard. The more they do it, you'll notice that part of the brain is more relaxed. I think it's the prefrontal cortex is just more relaxed. And so because they're so good at it, they'll be able to do complex things and be able to think about random things just because they're so good at it. Like Michael Jordan could do a fadeaway dunk while doing math in his head. Right? And it's kind of like, I can't do that even if I practice, but because he has mastered it so much, his brain is on automatic mode that he could think of higher level things. And so it's kind of like, it pretty much approximates the powers of animals and their instincts. Like humans don't have quick instincts. Like humans have to process things. Animals are born wired, and so they have to process. They don't process, they react. Like they come pre-wired with reactions. And then so it doesn't change throughout their lives. Humans they come with the instincts of eating and doing normal human shit, you know. But the other instincts, they develop it through mastery, through practice. And that's actually it's actually a form of thinking that's beyond thinking. The ability to feel is almost like, you know how words express a sentence, right? The instincts pretty much express a process that for most people takes like 10 seconds, but for the master it takes half a second. It's instinct. And so they're able to make quick decisions. And so that instinct, when it comes to the social realm, you'll be able to see somebody and kind of know who they are by just little subtle things. Because you have such an accumulation of so many different behaviors from yourself, firstly, and from others, that you could sort of assume certain things about people and be accurate. Now, you're going to be wrong sometimes, but you have that database in your head, right? And so it's going to be hard at first, but the more you learn about him, her, it just adds up. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing similar people, and you're going to be able to read them, but also stand back and say, okay, maybe I'm projecting. It's a balance, to be honest with you. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
So the emotions, the seven primary.
Oh yeah.
Of contempt.
Mm-hmm. You guys wanna Google that, but it's like contempt, sadness, anger, fear. Like it's like fear. So it's kind of like a perfect example could be if you catch somebody doing something, you'll notice it, like you caught them doing something, right? But it's kind of like, don't just take that for value, register that. Like you have associated an emotion with an expression. Just remember that in your head. So that the next time you see a quick reaction like that and it goes back, now you know, okay, I said something and he's afraid or she's afraid. Like you want to be able to register by pure observation all of those little subtle things. Because like I said, over time, you're not going to need to put too much effort to observe them. You're just going to have this instinct, this fingertip feel for human nature. Because there are two types of knowledge of human nature, and Robert Greene talks about it also. He talks about general knowledge of human nature comes from having an understanding of humans in general, like understanding that people feel envious, understanding that that people feel jealous, understanding that just general things about people. You don't rip people off, or you don't fight somebody who has nothing to lose, like that type of stuff. And then you have specific knowledge of human nature, which comes from understanding one individual, your mom, your dad. And those two types of knowledge have a symbiotic relationship where the more you know about one person, the more it adds on to your general knowledge of human nature. The more general knowledge of human nature you have, the more you're able to understand that one person. And it kind of like just like adds up and it adds up. And over the years and decades, you want to be able to reach an old age where you're just able to read people like that. And it is possible. It just takes effort, That's why most people don't have that. Back then, in the times when we didn't have technology, you had a lot of socially intelligent people that were able to do that. But it's like comparing a dog to a wolf. It's like it's not the same. It's like wolves have more instincts than dogs. But yeah, let's just keep going with this list. Micro expressions are two kinds. Awareness of feeling, and it leaks out, right? So it's kind of like the person feels the emotion, the anger, and it just leaks out by mistake. And then there is the person doesn't notice he's feeling that emotion, and it leaks out as well. But first notice it in yourself, those little micro expressions. This happens to me, like when something doesn't go my way, I miss my train, I'm like, fuck, like, right? It's a micro expression, like, man. Or when something sad happens, I'll notice my body language. I'm like, okay, this is the body language of somebody who's sad. And it's kind of, you don't need, like I said, you don't need to know everybody to know this. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. Just notice the behavior. It's the same in others. Some micro expressions last a few seconds, like the rolling of the eyes, or when you approach somebody who doesn't like you, you'll notice that when you approach them and they didn't expect to see you, they were like, "Oh, hey," So if you don't know what that looks like, the next time somebody that you don't like comes up to you, notice how you behave differently. Pay attention, and because then you'll notice. Then you can easily see it in other people when that happens. Because then you'll notice that when you approach somebody that doesn't like you, they'll show a face of disgust. Face of disgust is like that, right? But then they'll instantly hide their face of disgust with a fake smile that doesn't create the crow feet in the eye, doesn't extend forward, and they'll even exaggerate high pitch because they're trying to sound like they like you, so they'll exaggerate it a little bit. Or even though they'll say, "Let's hang out sometimes," right? All of those things are signs that somebody doesn't like you. But if you're not aware of this, you'll just easily not even catch it. Humans are very slippery.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.